Good morning, everybody. Time for your morning ramblings. Ramblings with Rebecca. Last night was the full moon, for any of you that take note of those type of things. And I particularly had, before I went to bed, there was a mass meditation going on for people that are disillusioned and, quite frankly, appalled with the state of the world right now, all the things that we're experiencing. And I'd had the same thought, actually. I was like, could I get together a bunch of people where we just either meditate or pray or set intentions, whatever you want to call it, same language, different language, same principle, to put some good energy back into the world and to start sharing our light more presently and hope and the opposite of what we are seeing. So anyway, there was this big meditation taking place with millions and millions of people last night, and I couldn't join the online. So I just decided to do my own little meditation / prayer last night and set good intention that we can be vessels. We are vessels, and whatever we choose to exhibit in these vessels is entirely up to us. And that brings me to my little message today. It's just been confirmed to me in the car. Sometimes Spirit speaks to me with little drops of information, and then it sort of comes together in a full-bodied message that it lands like a full message. All right, that is what you're saying to me. So a couple of weeks ago, I'd had this evening of strange dreams, shall we say, strange dreams. And they were multiple, like, symbolism within the dream, but they all seem to carry this similar energy. So to put it briefly, I was in this place. It was like this wooden complex type retreat somewhere. Everything within was made of like wood. It was there was tree barks for the staircases, and it was all very kind of like log cabin-y, but a very big complex. And there was all these spiritual people that had come to join. And there was all these type of pockets or workshops or rooms or conferences in different areas where you could go and have different things done. You could have a tattoo, or you could have your henna done, or you could go and listen to a speech. And upstairs there was other things going on, like conference hosts talking or music. Anyway, I was at this place and I just felt really out of place. And I can't like put my finger on why I felt out of place, but I just kind of didn't want to be there. But I felt like I had to be. And I'd chosen, I was like, I may as well go and get like a tattoo, like whilst I'm here. And I'd gone, and it was sort of this thing of, we decide for you what you get, and we sort of read your aura, or something along those lines. And so I'd gone to this place, and they gave me this tattoo, and I couldn't see what they were doing. And then they finished, and I looked at my arm, and I was like so disappointed because I have quite half a sleeve going on here, and they'd covered it all up. All of these markings, all of my own personal choice of ink, they covered it up with this almighty Om sign. And I remember thinking, well, where's all my personal like symbols and all my personal, I want mine back. Like, I don't like this, but I resonate with the Om sign. I'm a yoga teacher. I understand the principle of it. And people were coming up going, oh, wow, you got the Om sign. And, it represents unity and oneness and dissipation of ego. We're all one, and kind of like the universe, wholeness. But I was like deliberating, like, this doesn't feel right. I want my stuff back. And then I'd gone to a room upstairs, and there was all these women that had made all these rules that we had to participate in this conference, or felt quite culty, to be fair, and we had to exchange we'd all been given these little bags of wooden beads, and if you participated in something, you had to exchange one of your beads for a talk or whatever it was. So we had these bag of beads and we were exchanging them, and it felt like a transaction. And I was just thinking, why should, these are beads, what does it even represent? Like, what is this? This is all just ridiculous. And I sort of was opting out mentally. I was opting out of all of it. And then the dream changed. Oh yes. And then I realized that I had a bump and I was pregnant. And I was like, I'm having a baby, like I'm pregnant, but I don't want any more children. My children are all, an established grown age now. I don't want to go back to being pregnant. But I was like, but I'm clearly very pregnant and I have no choice to give birth to this thing. So it was all this feeling, it was a similar feeling, like I didn't want this tattoo, I didn't want to be doing these transactions, I didn't want to be at this conference, I didn't want to be pregnant. But all these things were sort of happening, but they all carried this similar energy. And then the final part of the dream, I was met by Jesus, as he often just turns up in my visions. And he said to me, who would you be if you didn't believe in me? If you had no, because obviously I've been brought up Christian, and he's a guide, he speaks to me, as do other guides. But he's quite predominant. He's like, who would you be if you didn't believe in God, or if you didn't believe in a guiding force? He said, I want you to stop asking for my approval or for my guidance just for a moment. And what do you want? And I was like, what is going on? Like, what is the lesson in all of this? And then I've been sort of pondering over it for a few days, thinking, what on earth is this message? And the feeling was, I think predominantly all my life I believe in spirituality. I believe in a source. I believe in a creator. I don't sign up for being a part of any religion. I see truth in so much. Obviously, I've been brought up a particular way. I'm familiar with the Christian scriptures, but I don't believe in that religious side of things. There's room for error in many of these things. However, I realized, I've always prayed and I've always sort of seen a higher force looking down and like asking for that guidance. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Hear me out. What I think was the message in this dream is it felt like a father who had put stabilizers on my bike. And, I'm still wanting the stabilizers. I'm still wanting my father to hold the back of that bike and hold me up when I'm perfectly capable of riding that bike by myself. And it almost felt like, what you're capable of. To trust your heart. To trust your intuition. Like, it's proved itself time and time and time and time again. Just this inner knowing about a person's going through something, or I've got this message for someone, or I feel something and I'm correct, or, I've had to weave and learn and trial and error. Know that I can trust my gifts. I can trust myself. So in that sense, you don't need to be constantly going, Dad, is it all right if I do this? Dad, is it all right go to this party tonight? It's like, you're 49 now. You don't have to ask your dad if you're allowed to go to a party. And that was the feeling. And then I was trying to look at the symbolism of the tattoos, and it was this sense of, why are you letting, there is the oneness, there is the one connection with all of us. But I want to choose what I put on my skin. I want to choose what's relevant to me. I want to choose my own expression of what I do with this vessel, and how I speak, how I show up, how I act, how I interact. And so I wanted that back. And I was like, somebody's taken that away from me. Yes, those moments when I'm one in spirit and I just dissipate, I'm just light, or I'm just sound, or I'm just traveling through the universe and I don't have a body. And there is a time and a place for that. But whilst I'm here doing this, I'm here for a reason. I have a personality. I have a sense of accomplishment. I have a sense of purpose. And what is that? And just as I was coming back from the school run, wrapping it up quickly, this song came on. Never in my life heard it before. And it said, stop asking to find yourself. Author yourself. You are the author of your entire life. You are the author. And if you've grown and you've learned and you've trusted yourself, it's time to live the life you choose. And that's my message today. I love you.